Hey there, familia. Now, this video comes from the heart. Let's talk about something that I'm sure you heard of and I've been seeing a lot about lately, and that's crypto. I know the ads and I know the hype. Maybe your cousin said that they made $800 in a week, or you saw someone on TikTok or Instagram turn $200 into $10,000 in trading coins that you never even heard of. And if you're like many Latinos working hard trying to build something from the ground up, it can feel like you're missing out. So let me just say this loud and clear. Crypto can wait. Maybe not forever, but for now, especially if you're just starting out on your financial journey. And I'll tell you why. First, let's be clear. Crypto is not investing. It's speculating. And that's just a fancy word for gambling on hope. Now, when you buy a stock in a real company like, let's say, Apple or Costco, you're buying a piece of business with a real track record, employees, sales. When you buy crypto, you're buying something with no earnings, no products, and no guarantees. It's worth what people feel like it's worth on that day. Now, here's the part that might hurt a little bit. Latino households in the US have a median net worth of about $48,000. That's one fifth of the average white household. So when you possibly have limited funds to invest, it could be harder to recover from a bad move. For example, if that $800 in crypto becomes 150 overnight, well, maybe that's part of your emergency fund or possibly part of your business startup money. That's not just a loss, that's a significant setback. Now, the truth is that we've been left out of a lot of financial systems. Big banks were recently found liable for targeting Latinos for predatory lending and ushering us into questionable accounts. So, with our collective experience, we often get pulled toward high risk, fast money ideas because traditional investing might feel slow and out of reach. But listen, fast money isn't the same as smart money. And what we need right now is smart money. Now, let's talk about the part that people don't always mention when they're hyping up crypto. The first is transaction fees. Now, transaction fees on platforms like Coinbase or Binance or others can be significant. Now, let's talk about taxes. If you make money and sell your crypto, you owe short-term capital gains taxes, just like regular income. And that's not to mention the emotional stress because crypto is volatile. The biggest coin dropped over 65% in 2022, and others fell up to 90% from their peak. And day trading, it's not glamorous, it's stressful. Now, studies show most day traders actually lose money. Even the ones who win often make less than if they had just stayed in a basic index fund and let their money grow over time. So yeah, crypto might go up, but it might crash before you can cash out. So what should you do instead? Well, here's what I'd rather see you do before touching crypto. First is build an emergency fund with about 3 to 6 months of expenses. Pay off any credit cards or payday loans first. They're wealth killers. Open up a Roth IRA if you qualify, or a traditional IRA, and max those out if you can. Additionally, invest in index funds like the S&P 500. Vanguard or Charles Schwab might be good places to start for those. Why index funds? Because the S&P 500 has averaged about 10% of growth a year over the last 50 years. Now, that's steady, reliable, and way less risky. Now, you don't need to be a millionaire to start. Even 25 bucks a month gets the ball rolling. And remember, real investing is slow. It's a steady climb and not a roller coaster. Look, I'm not anti-crypto. I'm anti-losing our hard-earned money. Now, if you want to learn about blockchain, great, research it, follow the tech, but don't put your rent money into meme coins and volatile places. At least not until your basics are solid, not until your budget is locked in, not until your savings and investments are working in your favor. You can build wealth, you can own stocks and real estate and even businesses, but it starts with the right steps and not the hype. Listen, you're not behind, you're not late, And you're not dumb for asking questions. You're learning. We're all learning. You're growing, and your future is worth protecting. So crypto can wait, but your financial foundation, that starts now. Look, now these are my personal feelings and opinions. This is how I run my finances. You might have a different opinion or perspective. If you have a story, post it in the comments and share with us. In the meantime, follow for more real talk, smart moves, and financial freedom, Latino style. Let's build wealth the right way together.